Hey guys, it's Fred. Thanks for joining me. Probably going to post this video on Fred McCoy 40 and Sheila's channel, Hatfield McCoy Museum Adventures. Had an interesting correspondence today. Started early this morning, probably around 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:04 a.m. I guess he wrote. Mr. Mike Elam seems to think that he's in danger. He seems to think that my videos is going to cause him harm. I don't guess he thought about the harm that he may have caused Buford Pusser's family or Dewana or none of them over the years, but I'm going to go through some text messages. At first, I didn't respond to them. I have no reason. I don't, like I tell him, it's hard enough just to watch some of his videos because I can see the bull. I can see the bull crap. I was a police officer for 40 years, and I became a pretty good judge of con men, of bull crappers. This is all my opinion, guys. You know, one good thing about not having nothing in life or owning nothing is you don't have to worry about lawsuits because you don't have nothing. And we made sure of that before we ever got a YouTube channel or anything like that. Sheila and I worked all of our lives and sold our house after Mother passed away and lived in the family's apartment over the family's museum that Mother left them. I took mine early on. Like I said in one video, I was like the prodigal son that took his early in life. So Sheila and I have nothing, have each other, and that's about it. But the good thing about that, you don't have to worry about lawsuits, and you can just always say, bring it. Shucks, you may end up something more than what we got by the time we get through countersuing. So for all you people out there, our subscribers, and Sheila, my subscribers on my channel, and Sheila's subscribers on her channels, please don't hurt Mike. Don't hurt Mike. Don't threaten Mike. Elam, he's a scared little boy, and he's in fear. Let me just go through the messages, and you can see for yourself. Like I said, I didn't intend on even corresponding with him, but after he wrote one, I had to respond back. So, Buford Pusser, the other story, he's got 22,000 fans on there, I guess. Well, I got 2,900 or something on my Facebook channel. If you would, guys, and please like, subscribe, and share to my Facebook channel, Fred McCoy 40. Show me some love, because he's been rough on me today. Also, show Sheila some, Hatfield McCoy Museum Adventures. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe to her channel. Buford Pusser, the other story, 3:04 a.m. Fred, why are you so reckless with your one-sided comments? We really need to talk. And there's his phone number. Anybody wants to talk to Mike Elam, there's his number, but please don't threaten or scare him any more than he already is. And I said, sorry you feel that way. Here's the whole thing. I responded at 9:49 this morning. I wasn't going to, but I went ahead and responded. I said, sorry you feel that way, as we try to confirm and validate as much as we can. You, of all people, question someone's comments when you have defamed and slandered a dead man as you have with no evidence, saying he murdered his wife. I have a question for you. Why has the TBI or ATF not charged you with knowing about a stolen M1 rifle and not reporting it immediately? Sorry, but I have no desire to talk with you, as it's all I can stomach to listen to your tall tales and rumors. What sheriff or police department did you work at in the 70s, as you state. Name of department, please. I'm asking him. I'm telling him it's all I can stomach to listen to his videos when I have to research something to counter what he said. You know, he's talking up there about reckless with your one-sided comments. What one-sided comments? All I do is respond to what comments he's made. It's not one-sided. I'm actually responding to his comment or his allegation that he's made against Buford or somebody, and I respond to it. It's not really one-sided. It's actually a reply to his. And I go on and I say, what is the fellow's name who had possession of the stolen M1 rifle? Is there any truth to him being a convicted felon? Now, I don't know this, guys. All I know is, like Mike, he tells rumors, he tells stories, and everybody hears rumors. Everybody hears them. They're out there. Whether we were in Adamsville or wherever we might have been at, I can't even remember now, but there was somebody talking about the rifle. Maybe it was on one of our comments on our channel. And they said that the fellow that had the M1 rifle all these years was actually a convicted felon. So if that's true, he's not only in possession of a stolen rifle, but he's a convicted felon in charge of a firearm. So again, that would involve the ATF. And if the TBI is not going to file charges, surely they notified the ATF that these two fellows was in possession or knew the whereabouts of a stolen military M1 rifle, and especially if at least one of them's a convicted felon. But let's go on. At 4:44 p.m., he said, "You need to call me now. We are getting threats because of your," I don't know what he's trying to say there. If it's a spell check, something's messed up. asinine and slanderous videos. Guys, I try not to slander anybody. I know Sheila doesn't, and I try my best not to. I have an opinion like everybody else. I speculate like everybody else, and I make videos and for entertainment. And so I don't think I've slandered anybody at all, but slanderous videos. And I'm afraid you may incite an act of violence during a tour. I have already contacted the sheriff's office where you live now about your behavior. And if I don't receive an immediate call from you, I may take legal action against you. If you want to work this out, you need to call me at 479-586-2077. Now, says he called the sheriff's office where I live at. So I contacted the sheriff's office. The sheriff, which is I consider a friend, he said he hadn't talked to nobody. I said, well, this guy says you all were talking ill about me, and where is that? There's another one in here. I may not be to it yet, where he says the sheriff was talking ill about me. And he said, Fred, you know better than that. And I said, I know. And so if I don't receive an immediate call from you, I will take legal action against you. If you want to work this out, you need to call me. Work it out like what? How do we work this out? That I agree not to cover any of his videos or correct any of his lies, any of his rumors, any of his stories? Is that how we work it out? I agree to back off and let him just continue to slander a hero that's never been proven, never been to court, never been charged, and definitely hasn't been convicted of no crimes. So he's still a hero to some of those people in Tennessee and around the country. He was never one of mine. He's starting to be. I'm starting to research him, and I'm starting to see that guy. He was a tough hombre. He was tough, old Buford was. Let's go on. I look forward, this is me in the blue responding to him. I look forward to your legal action and expect a counteraction from me, as we can get you under oath, reference to stolen gun, among other things. You are a fraud. Imagine the threats and humiliation Dewana received from your videos. This is me talking to him, and I'm telling him, I look forward to your legal action, and for him to expect a counteraction from me. That way we can get you under oath and depositions, and we can find out about this stolen gun, how long he knew about it. Did he go out and shoot this gun? Why did he go out and shoot the gun for? Why did he want empty casings? What was he going to do with these empty casings? If this is true, if you have these empty casings, were you going to take them out on New Hope Road and throw them down, and then somebody come by with a metal detector and find them, and then all of a sudden TBI's got the gun now, and here's some empty casings out there that would actually match up. Those would be a match. That would definitely be a clue. I don't know. I'm assuming. I'm making assumptions. I'm speculating, but as you can get under oath, reference to the stolen gun. You are a fraud. Imagine the threats and humiliation Dewana received from your videos. I'm telling him. From accusing her father of murdering her own mother and referring to her mother as a stripper. Yeah, let's get in court, and especially to depositions, as I have many questions for you. In my opinion, you are a bad man. In fact, I have probably arrested better man than you in my day. We make sure not to incite bad conduct. And that's what I'm asking, guys. Don't nobody aggravate this guy, not on our account, please. We don't want no, this is not what this is about. This is about correcting Buford Pusser's reputation and upholding a man that can't defend himself. This man is dead. His wife is dead. He's buried next to his wife. We make sure not to incite bad conduct, but like you, we also use our opinion and speculate. No one should know how to do that better than you. You, sir, have been exposed. Good day. And that was it. Then I text back and I said, while you're waiting on my call, hold your breath, LOL. It was just a joke, a friendly gesture, because he thought I was going to call him back. See, people like this, guys, love to be affirmed. They love to have attention. They feel if they can get attention from somebody that they've made their mark. One of them wrote the other day, one of the other guys, and he says, would you all like to interview me for your channel? Well, no, I really wouldn't. We really wouldn't like to interview you and hear more of that content. And that's what they want, though. The more they can be interviewed, the more they can go on other people's podcasts, the more they can be out there in public, the more attention they get. And, you know, it's not hard to sit there and talk to somebody when you can just make it up as you go. Sheila and I like to go on evidence. We like to go on proof. Truth through proof. These people like to go on just rattling it off. Well, now I heard this, and I heard that, and I heard... In you and your day, we make sure not to incite. Okay, let's move on down. And this is him to me. This is Mike Elam. Wow. You have no idea what is at risk here. It's your followers who are suggesting action. So if anything at all happens, it will be at your hands. By the way, ask yourself if a few clicks is worth a video. Are worth it. Guys, a few clicks, the way this man has treated Buford Pusser. You know, it's funny that if you're a researcher or anything at all, a historian or anything, and you're trying to, Sheila and I started out researching him because of the, researching Buford because of the press conference they had. That's why we started. We didn't start out because we're fans of his or haters of his. It was just something that was out there, and I thought, wow. I listened to that news conference, and as a police officer, and he comments about a small department. I don't care if you're a small department, large department. It doesn't matter. You got the same crimes. You got the same theft. You got the same homicides. You got the same suicides. You got the same car wrecks. You got the same domestics. It don't matter if you're in L.A. or if you're in Houstonville, Kentucky. Same things. But I also, not only Houstonville, the little small city that we lived in, and I policed even when I was a deputy in the entire county, and also the county of Pike County, Lincoln County and Pike County. I policed in both of those. Those are pretty large counties. But it doesn't matter. Like I said, if you work one, it doesn't matter where it's at, you've worked it. But he says, wow, do you have no idea what a risk? What is that risk here? It's your followers who are suggesting action. Guys, if any of our followers, please don't contact this guy. Please don't threaten him. Please don't beat him up. Not on our behalf. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. Everybody can do their own thing in life. I'm not his babysitter. You'll see what I tell him coming up here. And he says, by the way, it's a few clicks. No, guys, it's not about a few clicks. Sheila and I, go back and look at some of our videos, and you'll see we get a whole lot more clicks and views on other topics. We're passing up all kinds of local news that we get a lot of clicks on. Buford Pusser is not one of our big clicks. We don't get a lot. I wish more people would look at it and see, especially Buford Pusser fans, and would see that there's somebody actually out there taking up for him, because we seem to be the ones that's inherited the job of taking up. Let's go on. Are videos worth it? I didn't think you could manage up enough courage to discuss things, so have it your way. You made your choice. He's telling me he didn't think I could muster enough courage up to have a phone conversation with him. I got news for this old fella. I've got some courage. So, that's, for somebody that doesn't want, for somebody that's so scared, he talks a good talk. I mean, he really does, because I want to say something, and she's not even here, but I can feel her kicking me and telling me that's not Christian-like and that's not proper to say. So I won't say it, but Mr. Elam is welcome to come visit me anytime he wants. I'm not as chicken as he is. I didn't think you could manage up enough courage to discuss things, so have it your way. You made the choice. I don't know, that almost seems like a threat. That almost seems like he talks about me. I've not made a threat or false accusation against him that I know of, but that could be considered a threat right there. You made your choice. For someone who says they were a police officer, this is me in the colored. For someone who says they were a police officer, sheriff, etc., you seem to be pretty much a coward. Maybe carry your keyboard with you, Rambo. That's what I tell him. This is a keyboard Rambo. This is somebody that sits at home and does this. And like I said, I used to promote full contact karate fights for years and years and years. That's why I get so mad at police officers I see handcuffing people and beating them up. Back in the old days, I would beg other police officers to, we wouldn't have a full card to hold some of these fights. And I would ask local police officers to get in the ring and fight some of these guys. There's nothing draws a bigger crowd than to have police officers on a card. Mixed martial arts, full contact karate, boxing. People want to see police officers fight. They want to see if they're as tough as they act, or they want to see them get beat up. Couldn't get a police officer. You couldn't hire a police officer to get in the ring and fight. But then you'd see them on a Saturday night handcuffing somebody or doing something they shouldn't be doing. And that's not the way it should be. And that's why I'm so tough on police officers on my channel, Fred McCoy 40, because I used to crawl into the ring. You can go back and check the newspapers back in the day. We broke a world record in martial arts back in the day. A world record still stands today in martial arts. We used to fight full contract, myself and my brother, who was also a police officer, both retired now. So we had no problem fighting. It wasn't a talk. We would get in the ring and fight. For someone who says they were a police officer, you seem to be pretty much a coward. Maybe carry your keyboard with you, Rambo. He's worried about going on this tour or something, and he says he's afraid he's going to get beat up or attacked. Or former law enforcement, oh, this is him, because I asked him up there, I said, where was you a police officer at in the 70s? Because he says he's a police officer in the 70s. But yet, the other thing I found says 89 to 92, 3 years. I said, where was you a police officer at in the 70s? Tell me so I can check. And he says, former law enforcement officer and former director of loss prevention and security for Phillips Company, which was owned by Sam Walton of Walmart. Yip-de-doo. Walmart employee. A Walmart loss prevention officer. Went around looking for shoplifters, and he wants to go after the most famous lawman that probably ever lived in the United States. Him and Wyatt Earp. Buford Pusser and Wyatt Earp are probably the most two famous. I can think of some more, but that's who comes to mind. Let's go on. I said, I have a good working relationship with everyone, and just hung up with the sheriff, who says he, nor anyone in his office, would have anything bad to say about me. Sorry, but your BS doesn't work on me. Once again, Sheila doesn't like for me to use that word, and I try to be a Christian, but I'm not doing real well at it here lately, to be honest with you guys. I'm just not doing, I just want to tell this guy where to go and how to get there, but I called him a liar and a fraud. And I said, since we will be facing off in depositions in court, my attorneys, which is also friends. You know, after a 40-year career in law enforcement, guys, you don't make a lot of friends out in the public probably, but you do make them with attorneys. And you know who the best attorneys are, who's the best in court, who's the best. There's an old saying, a good attorney knows the law. A great attorney knows the judge. I know some great attorneys. I know some great judges. I used to be bailiff also. And I won't go there, but I got ready to name some of them that somebody would probably recognize. But anyway, I said, we'll be facing off in depositions, and my attorney friends have asked me not to talk directly to you any longer. The sheriff knows how to contact me with any legal papers, so please put your money where your mouth is and file suit. Also add your address so I can return a countersuit. And that's what I do. I would file a countersuit so we can also take his depositions and ask him. I want to ask some questions about some of these comments that he's made. I've got a question. I won't mention it. I won't mention it right now because I'm still doing some research on it. It's going to be very interesting when it comes out, because I believe it's about as fraudulent as anything else that he said. So I'll keep that a secret. Keep that under my hat for now, because it's a good one. And then you can see where you blocked Buford Pusser. You know, for somebody, guys, for somebody that hates somebody so much, have you ever seen anybody with posters? If I hate somebody, I guarantee you I'm not going to hang posters of them up in my apartment or house or office. This man's got a Facebook page named after Buford Pusser. You have blocked Buford Pusser. The other story. so he couldn't comment anymore. I have no desire. This guy here is dying to try to convince anybody that he can. See, he's been so good at convincing. He's convinced some friends I used to have. He's convinced people that I know and used to respect. And then I find out that they believe in him. This man has done nothing but spread rumors and lies and falsehoods with no proof whatsoever, but because he's a good talker, smooth talker, slow talker. They don't even realize that what he's saying is probably this happened and probably that happened. And he's telling them nothing but rumors and stories. He's telling them fairy tales, and they are eating them up. They are drinking that Kool-Aid faster than Jim Jones's congregation. It's sad, but it's true. Guys, I didn't mean for this video to be just a couple of seconds long to ask everybody to, certainly not on our behalf. If I've said something, I sure wouldn't want to infuriate nobody. It's funny that this man gets that upset because somebody has said something to him or called him out. The way that he and others have dogged a dead man. They have dogged a dead man that his daughter, like she didn't see enough in life when she saw her father killed at 6 years old. Her mother died at 6 and her dad at, I don't know how old they were. I can't remember now, and Sheila's not here, but she was a young girl when her mother died. She was a young girl when her father died, and she come up on him and watched him take his last breath. That little girl had been through something already in life before she was 10 years old. Let's just say it like that. And then she went on through life trying to keep her dad's memory alive, and her mother started a museum, had the people in the community, the city, the state, the county, McNairy County behind her, done all the things that she did for her father and mother's memory. And then we have a clown, a Walmart, what are they called, loss prevention, a Walmart loss prevention officer comes up and he turns into Columbo. Sad. And he destroyed what Dewana had built for her father and mother. He destroyed it. He said it, just like he says in one of the videos we post. If you say it enough, people will start believing it, he says. That's his words, illusionary rule or something he calls it. If you tell people something enough times, they'll start believing it. He's bragging. He's bragging on all these people. Look at here. We're talking about 22,000 people on this page. 22,000 people like he's a public figure. I don't know. A public figure, a Walmart greeter, Walmart loss prevention. Nothing wrong with that, guys. If you're Walmart loss prevention or door greeter, there's nothing wrong with that. Not a thing wrong with it. But when that's what you are and you go around acting like you're Columbo, or you get mad when somebody calls your hand because you're caught in a lie, a mistruth, a fib. Oh, God, my back. All right, guys, when I get upset, my back starts, I got 3 pins in my back, and I start having spasms, and my back starts causing me issues. When I don't know what causes it, but it does. And when you hear me holler out like that, that's my back. And that's going to be all I say. Please don't nobody hang on one second. I've had a paper here. I thought I had something to show, but I'm going to wait and hold that for another day. Thanks for joining me. Please like, subscribe, and share. If you haven't liked and subscribed my Fred McCoy 40 page, please do, because we were going to stop. We've got 2 more videos, I believe, to post on Sheila's page, and then we were going to start doing news stories and go back to other stories that we like. But and I was going to do Buford Pusser on my page, Fred McCoy 40, but I have a feeling that since Mr. Elam is so upset over us doing these videos that maybe we'll just continue on. Stay tuned, guys. All you Buford Pusser fans and people that wants the truth instead of, I forget his little thing. He says something about something. Ours is truth with proof. Truth with proof. You can't go wrong with that. As long as you're showing proof that something did or didn't happen, you can't go wrong. Guys, thanks for joining me. It's 30 minutes long, and I'll talk to you later on. We got an interesting video coming out next couple of days on Sheila's page, and probably have one more on this one tomorrow also. So be sure and check out both pages. Be sure and subscribe. Ring that bell, whatever it's called, so you can be notified when we post a new video. I really never even tried to get subscribers or this and that a lot. Really didn't until Buford Pusser's subject come up. And now with Mr. Elam so upset, I'm a little bit embarrassed that I've got 2,900 people on my page and he's got 22,000 people. So I'm a little bit embarrassed for him to even see my page. He's worried what I post on Fred McCoy 40 and I don't have no more viewers than that. It'd pay you to go down the line there and look at some of them videos, guys, on the Buford Pusser, because I've got a lot of things on his employment and different things on him. And catch you later.